Hey cousins, it's y'all favorite insurance cousin, Cousin Quan, and I'm back just to make a response to this quote, this post down here. And it was in response to the video that I made. I was telling you guys that it was open enrollment season, and if you were going to make any changes to your auto policy, that just be mindful what you're accepting and what you were doing. Well, it seems like Miss Maggie right here was saying, shame on me, that it destroyed the medical system. That's what she was saying. Well, let me just retrack, because when this law changed back in 2020, a lot of insurance agents were saying, no, it's not a good idea. You guys don't know. The thing that I always say, never take price over coverage because it'll fail you every time. Well, that's what the PIP did for those that choose to opt out. Basically, if you don't have the right health coverage, you don't know what your health care coverage covers, or if you have Medicare and you're already paying out the wazoo for prescriptions and medical procedures and things like that, opting out isn't going to make it any better, especially if you're injured due to an automobile accident. If you're injured and you don't even know what your health premium is, whether deductibles are high or low, or if you're on the 80/20, or if you're in network or not in network, things of that nature, and you don't know what it cover, well, opting out will affect you. So guess what happened? Those that were, here we are 3 years later, now that we done had this accident, those that were injured in the accident, they said that it helped. But what was the motivation behind of it all? Price. That's what it was. We're going to be able to save you some money. That's what they sold y'all. We're going to be able to save you some money on your insurance. And all you got to do, if people have health insurance, they get the option of opting out, and they get the option of doing this. But how can you do something when you don't even know what you're doing? So then you have a lot of carriers that are that they have like quotas that they have to make when it comes to selling insurance. The captive carriers is what I'll say, because you really don't have that as an independent agent. But when you're captive, you have to meet those different quotas. So many policies have to be written a month, or they can just take the contract away from the carrier. So, but captive, y'all gonna have to look that up between a captive and a independent agent. I'm gonna let y'all look that up. We're gonna talk about that in another video. But anyway, like I was saying, so you have those agents, and then you have the agents and the team members. So the agents need to meet a certain quota, because if not, they're gonna be telling the team member, like, I'm gonna have to let you go. So what ends up happening? Oh, you should opt out. It's gonna save you so much money. Remember, I told you guys that people was calling the Department of Insurance because I wouldn't let them opt out, and they were getting upset because they were saying that I was violating and I wasn't giving people options. It wasn't that I wasn't giving them options. I'll give you your options, and I'm also going to give you what I think is best. At the end of the day, it's your policy. But then you're going to go back, when you look a few videos back, the one that I did with that Mike Morris. I'm not trying to say that that was the case in that one, but you see how his client was saying, hey, I opt out. I didn't know what I was doing. Now I got to pay for this and I got to pay for that. That's what ended up happening with people when they opt out. So basically, to answer Margie's question, that had nothing to do. All the insurance agents was totally against it, but everyone else was pushing because they wanted to raise their rates. I mean, the rates were high, and they were saying, well, no, it's going to lower the rates. It's going to help the consumer. Well, that was just before COVID in 2020. And now that I'm looking, here we are in October of 2023. So I consider it 2023.5. You might as well say it's about to be 2024. Rates are still going up, and they even higher than what they were in 2020. So now they're saying that it's inflation. That's why I tell you guys, if you guys got a claim and it's legitimate, file the claim, because it's going up regardless. Rates go up based on how much the carrier has paid out over time. It doesn't necessarily have something to do with you always. Now, I'm not trying to say that if you got a claim or if you get a ticket, your rates they're not going to go up. I'm saying that for those that's like, I don't got no claims. I have a good driving record. Hell, I even got good credit, and my rates are still going up. It's mass punishment. It's based on what they're paying out as a whole, what the company has paid out. That will determine. And then when it comes to cities, like I explained to you guys before, city services is huge. So when they be coming out with them proposals, vote on proposal 1 or 5 or whatever they be coming out for police and fire and city services, pay attention, because those things affect insurance rates as well. So therefore, if the carrier knows that in a certain area that they don't have no fire hydrants don't work, or police isn't coming, or fire isn't coming, or theft is high, the likelihood of it being a claim is going to be great. It's going to be higher. So then you got those that are saying, well, rates are high in a certain area. The crime is high in that area as well. So the people that live in other areas, they're like, hey, but people that live in other areas, they also face it as well. Like, they're like, our rates is going up because they done spent all of the money over here with them, and they don't got nothing to do with us. That's how they feel as well. But just so it would make sense, just like I told you guys before, it's cameras in certain gas stations in certain areas, and it's none. You walk into some stores, and the clerk is behind all of this glass, and you walk into another one, and the clerk can give you a hug. So it's no different. But in this case right here, like I said, that had nothing to do. The health system had nothing to do with it. Do I think it was a bad idea? We kept saying that it was a bad idea, but everyone wanted to get it because it was going to lower their rates, and it's not. And like I said in this video before, it's open enrollment season. People are looking for ways to cut. But when you cut, when it comes to health insurance, be mindful of what you're giving up and what you're accepting, because price over coverage, it will fail you. Know what you're giving up. Sometimes that little $20, $30, and they'll always show it to you. Oh, we're going to save you $100 a year, or we're going to save you $500 a year. That might be like $60 a month. Not saying that it's not helpful to some, but that $60 that you're saving, what is it benefiting you in the event that you have an auto claim? That's the only thing that I'm trying to get you all up to speed to understand. What are you giving up? So yes, the health portion, the option to opt out, is an individual choice. If you like, I think I got decent health insurance and I'm okay and I understand what I'm giving up, opting out will be best for you. But if you don't, make sure you ask, because Medicare and Medicaid is one of the huge ones. They change the personal liability is low, and the part that comes, the medical payments is low. So keep in mind what you're giving up, and it can affect your family significantly if you don't know what you're doing, what you're giving up, and how it's affecting you. So Miss Margie, I hope you're watching this video. I'll tag you in this video just so you can understand. Now, and I'm not taking it personal, because I get a whole lot of comments from people all the time that says, well, it's you insurance people. Like I told you guys before, all insurance people is not good. But heck, you got all car salesmen that are not good. You got everyone, the cashier. That's people. That's the society that we're living in. But also just keep in mind, know what you're giving up and know what you're accepting, because price over coverage will fail you every time. And y'all, Cousin Quan will see y'all next time. Bye-bye, cousins.